And a two-day conference on indigenous food is happening in the country, and my colleague Trevor Ngendo is on that bit. Trevor, good afternoon.
A very, very good afternoon to you, Irene Muchoma. We are coming to you live from Windsor Hotel here in Kiambu County, where the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development is organizing a national dialogue on agri-food systems here to promote the growth and the growing and farming of indigenous crops for farmers. They say that farmers in Kenya are not embracing indigenous crops farming, and then they're trying to probably make it easy and appealing to the youth to also consume the indigenous crops. Here I'm joined by Andrew Egala, the CEO of Green Without Borders, who will be elaborating to us more about the essence of this function here today, and also tell us more why they think eating indigenous foods is important. Thank you so much. Please kindly tell us why this event today.
Yes, Trevor, why the event today is because indigenous foods for a long time they have been known to be having nutrients, medicinal purposes, and also for body immunity. In the olden days, and even people who eat indigenous foods have a high immunity. And that's why when COVID came, people thought that Africa people will be affected much, but you find that in Africa it never happened. Indigenous foods actually are also climate resilient. We know that during this climate change, they act as a food security and nutrition value for us. Indigenous food holds a very dear arm for the private sector, because you see the private sector can also start in the seed banking, they can also be in the processing, they can also be in the supply chain. And for the youth, it's an area whereby there is arable land in Africa, and the only people who can become the next billionaires are people in the business. It doesn't need that you have to soil your hands. What you can do, you can be on the seed sector, you can use AI, you can use digital marketing, you can do branding of indigenous foods, and for sure, people want them because they are healthy and they reduce malnutrition diseases, non-communicable diseases, and even some of the cancer that we are getting because of the kind of the foods that we are embracing and avoid indigenous foods. So we thank the national government and also USAID for realizing that this is a great day for us. So the private sector has a role to play, and it has a bigger role in production, marketing, and ensuring that and the benefits are aware to the community, so that people can be able to eat fruits and vegetables and other tubers in our country.
All right. So what informs this exactly, apart from the diet aspect and health benefits? There's also the economic aspect of this. Do you think we have enough market for organic foods right now? What can you tell us about probably? Is this something that people can capitalize on in terms of market and economic, the economic value of it?
There's a lot of market, because food is the only thing that people eat more than 4 times in a day. So naturally, and most of our food is imported. Now, if it is imported, which means we can counter-attack that by planting indigenous foods, processing them, so already the market is already there. Another thing is also that our country spends 373 billion, which is 6.9% of the GDP, alone on effects of health, nutrition, and productivity. So you can imagine how much you can save on that. And also the health bill from the government is 1.8 billion, and from the household is 1.4. So we can really help the government and the households to reduce that.
There is this concern about, yes, you're planting indigenous crops, but then again, you're using pesticides. There are farmers who probably they're not very informed. What are you doing in terms of sensitizing the public in terms of, planting without using any fertilizers, and also adding value to the land, not to require use of fertilizers?
In the country, we have organic fertilizers which can be used. There are so many companies which are doing that. And in fact, in most places, most of our farmers cannot be able to afford this high expensive pesticide and pesticides which are being promoted. And at times also some companies which come lure farmers for the profit motive, but basically we are, even natural methods of growing indigenous foods can be used organically to produce foods. The methods were tried and tested for a long time ago, and even right now they can still work. We have organic farmers around the country, and they never use those pesticides, and they still grow good food, which is in our local supermarkets, like in Chandrana, Zachini, and also some is exported. So basically, it's just a matter of creating awareness, and we're happy that the media can also help us to do that, whereby you can inform the public through your various channels that it is possible, it can be done. So a matter of creating awareness, and we shall be healthy and we shall be living safe.
As we wind down, please, right now, please tell me who are the participants in this function, and for how long will you be having this?
The participants is the government, national government, the county governments are here from most of the 47 countries, the private sector. We are talking of the academia, research, we have farmers, we have the civil organizations. So each and everybody, as stakeholders, are all here. You can see even on the booths, we have processors, we also have East African Grain Council, we also have the ministry, we also have the USAID, we're also promoting it. So each and every stakeholder, they're here.
All right. Thank you very much.
So Trevor, today is your birthday, and eat indigenous so that you can be healthy and see more birthdays in the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Andrew from Green. Thank you so much. Some of these stakeholders who are contributing to this dialogue and also participating in the panel discussions to sensitize the people and the public, and also myself to eat indigenous foods to live longer. Back to you in studio, Irene.